welcome back to Tomb Raider. So today we are returning to the beach via the cliffside bunker. We finished grabbing the tools off the Endurance last time. So in the middle of this video is also a secret tomb, the Tomb of the Handmaidens, I believe. I kind of cut it and slow it down a little bit so we can kind of see what goes on there. Sorry, I'm really fidgety right now. So it was pretty straightforward. I just really wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, so parts and pieces of it are kind of a little slow going just because there are, some secrets here and there. So yeah, it was, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. There wasn't a whole lot to do. You can kind of tell the game is ramping up to end, especially once we get back to the beach and we talk to our friends. In that cutscene, we established that we need to climb up the research tower and get up there and get some more information, and it's a whole thing, because Lara at this point is, okay, we have to, figure out what's going on in the world. She wants to head inland back to the temple to kind of see if we can stop the storms, and everybody else is just like, no, we gotta fix the boat and we gotta get out of here. So it was that, well, how do we change that up kind of thing. So like I said, this is literally just a run back. There really wasn't much going on. It was just making sure we didn't miss any trinkets or anything, and it was just going through, and we found the grotto, which I didn't really, this little campsite kind of threw me off a little bit because I didn't really know what the point of this little area was. There really wasn't a whole lot up here minus a couple of people, other than it gave a slightly different direction to get back to the beach. Probably was a little faster overall, but other than that, it really wasn't much. I kind of expected there to be something up here, especially given that there was a campsite, but it really wasn't much. So then we get back down to the beach, maybe eventually. Like I said, I'm just trying to be thorough, right? I don't really particularly want to miss anything at this point. And then this, the game just did it by itself. It just didn't want me to miss it. So we obviously tell him Alex didn't make it. He's being a superstar. That explosion. So then we eat and we rest a little bit, and it's just kind of figuring out what next. So Lara decides that she's going up the research tower, see if she can find some more information about everything that's going on. And everybody else is like, well, we're leaving when the boat's fixed, so fix the boat. Hurry it up while we're fixing the boat. So yeah, we just do this pretty quickly. It's not really anything major. The puzzle was a little annoying. It was a lot of timing sequence and trying to figure out what exactly the puzzle was. But it ended up being a lot of just working on timing and jumping How good are you at jumping? That's what this game kind of boils down to, is how good can you jump? And the moral of the story is that I don't jump very well. I don't jump very well, guys. I don't. It's it's a thing. It's a thing that I don't do well. So we go through. Oh yeah, she was updating her journal again, which I don't even know if I got all of her journals, to be totally honest with you. I think I needed to stop at a campfire one more time before I don't know. So yeah, we kind of just look around and see we have this buoy thing that goes around, and then it moves some things and some other things, and it's all good. And then we have that, so we kind of see what that does, and it really felt like a lot of unnecessariness. Like, are you telling me Lara couldn't jump up and just hit where that craggy rock starts? Like, I feel like she could probably hit that with her hook. Like, I feel like they should... I feel like they just wanted to make this more difficult than it needed to be, like, realistically. So, it's hard too, because sometimes it feels like she can jump huge distances, and sometimes it feels like, nah, we got no range. We don't jump here. So, it was a pain in the butt. And then I figured out, oh, it's pushing the things around. So then that's where that is. Like I said, this puzzle took me a little bit longer than it probably needed to. Again, it's one of those things where I figure out the puzzles fairly quickly. It's just a matter of, like, timing them that I suck at. Fortunately, I can struggle bus it through for the most part with this game. This game isn't too bad on that front. A lot of this too was like timing, so I had to time it right. And I didn't realize at first, like, that the buoy had to knock that one, and then once I figured out the buoy had to knock that one, we got there in the end. But I think this is the last of the secret temples that we ended up doing, so that's why I popped it into this little segment, because it really would have just been 10-ish minutes. Is that right about 10 minutes? That's all that this part is, so it really wasn't necessarily worth, I guess, giving its own video too. I mean, if I didn't speed it up, I could have sped it up more, actually, thinking about it. Actually, should I speed it up more? Editing me having a conflict of interest. Nah, it's fine. So, yeah, again, like, I knew where I needed to be. I knew what needed to be done. It was just a pain in the butt to get there. So, eventually we did get there in the end. That might throw off. Oh, that'll work. I sped it up, so some of this is gonna be a little janky, but that's okay. So we end up with you know, the pattern's figured out. We know how to do it. It's just a matter of timing it and making sure everything is right and la 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 la. And then it's like, really, we can't. We really are struggling with reaching the bar there, Lara. Like, this is what I mean. Like, sometimes she jumps and she grabs, and sometimes she jumps and you have to hit the action button, and sometimes, like, she makes these huge leaps and it's all well and good, and sometimes she makes these jumps and it's like, this really should not be that difficult of a jump. But I get there in the end. It's by no means the most frustrating of the puzzles that we've had to do. It was actually one of the easier ones, but we were able to get our handgun part done, and this kind of is what was like, we must really be nearing the end here, because it just started chucking upgrades at us. Like, it was suddenly like, okay, finish this, get this upgraded, and it was just like, oh my god, like, all right, cool. And then it turns into this whole, like, it definitely quickens that pace. And it was the same thing that happened in Overlord 2, where you can suddenly feel like, okay, we're really, like, amping up here. And it gave us a lot more fast travel camps as well. So we could, if we wanted to, go back around to different fast travel campsites and traverse different areas, because we found a lot of, like, the treasure maps and stuff too, so we could go through and find all the treasure if we wanted to. But I wasn't into the treasure hunting so much with this playthrough. I mean, I can go back and I can still finish it. So we climb up our research, up to the research tower. They did start getting a lot more, I don't want to say tricky with their nonsense, but they did start with that pick a lot more. All of a sudden, it was just, you have to use this hook. You have to use that craggy walls. Like, it just turned into a craggy wall fest. Like, as soon as we got that compound bow, it was over. There are, like, craggy walls everywhere. Which is fine. Like, it makes sense. She's a mountain climber, I think. But it was just... But yeah, so in the past, literally, like, less than 5 minutes of this video, obviously it's sped up, but we've got our handgun, our rifle, and bow parts all completed. And that's when I was like, those are all important things that they're doing right now. And so then, you know, all of the diaries and documents and stuff, like, all of this would be super interesting to find, and it definitely adds to the story, but also, like, you really don't have to. And, like, in terms of Steam achievements, in order to get all the Steam achievements, or I'd have to do multiplayer and stuff, and that just seems ridiculous to me. But yeah, there's a lot of... This is a jumping game. I didn't realize how much jumping there was gonna be, I guess, in this one. I also didn't realize how much combat would be on an abandoned island. Who knew an abandoned island would have so many people on it? So it does once in a while do this thing where it looks like there's multiple routes to go, and you're like, is there really though? Or is that just in case you fuck up your jump? Dude, sometimes my shots are amazing. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they freaking suck. But sometimes, like, I'm sad my Tomb Raider series doesn't have more people watch it. Like, I have grown so much playing this game, like more, I think, than any of my other games. Like more than any of my other playthroughs. I think I've grown in skill level the most from this game. And like, yeah, I fail a lot and it's easy mode and I know that, but at the same time it's very different mechanic wise. Like it's very skill based, it's very puzzle heavy. Like you're not just gonna slam your way through it. Like Overlord, you could pretty much slam your way through it. You could grind it out a little bit more to get there, but you could slam your way through it. Guild Wars 2, you can slam your way through it. Tomb Raider, you're not really gonna you're not really gonna be that obnoxious about it, realistically. That ladder jump annoyed me to no end. Like there was no rhyme or reason. Like it just really, it got very, very obnoxious with where you were aiming your mouse cursor. Like if you were not aiming your mouse cursor in the right spot, you were not getting there. Like you were not you weren't getting there. It got frustrating in a couple of spots. So now we have to discover the ancient tomb. Tomb Raider, we have to discover a tomb. No. Again, just trying to be thorough. Like I really, like there were some areas I knew I was not going to come back to, and like I knew I was going to have not a lot of interest in going back through, and just to find all the treasures and crap, like not my MO, right? So, and it was hard because I could hear the people and like her bow was out. This game, especially on easy mode, was very kind with like, it would whip out her weapon that you had as soon as, like, even before you would hear a voice. And the music sometimes would change. You would definitely know if there was a battle coming up. So we are continuing on our way to the tomb. Like I said, we just activated our bow upgrade and our rifle upgrade. So those are two very big things. So this was a slightly weird puzzle we had to do. I wasn't expecting a puzzle here. They don't always throw us puzzles, but we had to actually go through and hit all those gears off, which I didn't initially realize. I was like, oh, if I bring the elevator all the way up to the top, it'll fail and it'll fall all the way down. And then Lara is actually fairly helpful without being obvious. She can be obvious sometimes, like sometimes she is like, hey, we kind of need to do this. And sometimes it's we have to, there's 3 more left, like we have to do 3 more. And it's like, oh, okay, like I have to knock out those last 3 gears. And so on each level, there was a way to get to each of the gears. So it was kind of just establishing how we get to each of the gears. So then I was like, okay, this is the spot. So then we can do that and we can go and we can take out the second one. The third one was pretty simple as well. I I didn't really struggle with the third one. The third one was easy peasy. But the fourth one did give me a little bit of a struggle bus. And it turned into you had to lower the elevator to 3 and then raise the elevator to 4 and jump down onto the elevator from the 4 platform before it reached 4, and then jump out the window you shot out with the shotgun. And then jump onto a craggy wall. Not complicated at all. It took me a minute to figure it out. Like, it was pretty quick. And this game, overall, I think the game likes its puzzles. Some are a lot more challenging than others. Like, curious to see how many different people worked on the puzzles and coming up with the challenges. But yeah, it was like an oh shit moment. Like, I have to actually be on my game here. So yeah, it took me twice. It only took me twice to get that though, that jump. Like, ordinarily that would have taken me forever. I did mess up the fall though, so I had to go back and do it, but that's alright. The sideways jumps are such a pain in the ass. Like, I think the sideways jumps are by far the most annoying. But then it gave us the third shotgun part too, so that's all of our weapons fully, like, parts that we find in the world upgraded. Like, they're not upgraded enough to where we have enough salvage for them. I was really hoping I could take guys out through that window, but nah. Not nice. Also, the flash sped up. Did not realize it was that annoying. I apologize for that. Might add. But yeah, killer headshot. No, I got pretty good with the bow. I was kind of sad that the weapon usage evened out a little bit more as we were going. You know, early on I could just bow. It was no real issue. And then as we were going later, it was a lot more, okay, you have to use your rifle, you have to use your shotgun, you have to use your pistol. I was a little sad I haven't gotten like that double pistol Lara Croft moment. I kind of want, like, how are we gonna do a Lara Croft game with no double pistol action? Like, there were a couple opportunities to have it and we just didn't get it. So we get to the temple. Yay! We're not done. This was I don't remember what the saying was. It's a decaying spirit trapped. So now we have to get out, and there's tons of people everywhere. Yay! Everywhere, everybody. All the people. I do try to use my bow, but then all the guys are so armored, and we do get the enough salvage to get that armor piercing bow upgrade, but like, it's the bullets are just a little bit quicker. I do end up really liking the rifle. Like, the rifle, I would say, is probably my preferred method of weapon at this point. I kind of wish I had invested more into it. But I'm happy I went with the bow overall. Like, the bow has been incredibly helpful, and those upgrades have been super worth it. But it probably would have been better if, like, the shotgun and the rifle got a little bit more love. So now we're heading back to the beach. As we're going, we get a call that they're in trouble, that there's guys attacking them on the beach. So we're heading down there. I love the the Ascender. I absolutely love it. So we go down there, and Whitman took Sam. Weird, right? We didn't call that one. And essentially, these two are like, yeah, all right. So you were right about Whitman. Probably should have listened to you on that front. So then we're like, okay, well, we gotta head inland. Like, this is where they're going with Sam. And they're like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Like, we save Sam, we get Whitman, pay his dues, like, whatever. So Ray's is kind of at this point, like, and Laura's even said, like, you don't have to believe me. Like, you can believe this is a full, like, a crock of shit. I get it. But just trust me, like, we gotta go here. Like, we gotta get to this inland temple. It's actually back to, I think it's the Sun Temple where we were held prisoner earlier for a while, where they had brought Sam initially. So the moral of the story is Lara's gonna go in. These two are gonna stay here, hold off as many of the guards as they can while I go in and do my best to get Sam back alive. And we'll see where it goes and see if we can stop the storms at any point. But I do decide to cut the episode here. We do see Whitman get his dues, like, kind of a I was a little surprised that he was just straight up dead, but I get it. Also, I just wanted to light things on fire. No, I was just kind of seeing, like, what all we would do. I was really hoping for a zip line up instead of down. I hate when we have to, like, climb and shit, but we make it into this part. And we're like, okay, gotta be quiet. We see all these people. Explosions! The samurai guys are no joke. I call them samurai guys. They're the samurai guard, is what they're called. They're no joke. They're a pain in the butt and a half. So then we come out here, and there's just all of these guys out here, like, just marching down, and we're just like, I was so nervous. I was like, there is no way, realistically, like, that our sneak is that high. Like, we do not have 100 level sneak. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's this. You're gonna tell me no one looked up? Like, I know they're well-disciplined soldiers or whatever, but are you kidding me? Like, how? Like, it made no sense to me how we got away with this far. And then they let us get that far, and then, oh, the rock. Like, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? But then we come out at the bottom of this little cliff, and, like, we kill a couple more guys, and then there's a campfire, and then that's it. And then, well, that's not it. Like, there's a whole another part. There's a whole another part. But this is where we call it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.